Well, expect to see a little more normal traffic around East High School this morning. I want to get back out to my co-anchor Nicole Brady outside of campus, where it has been almost 2 weeks, Nicole, since we were there hearing from parents and officials after the latest in a string of gun violence, and that has dominated a conversation about safety ever since.
I hear about it everywhere, right? In other districts, not just DPS, not just parents at East High School. Of course, you and I talk about how safe our kids are when they go to school each day. Sadly, just days after what happened at East, we saw the horrific tragedy in Nashville. And we have all been hugging our kids tighter, I think, lately as we send them off to school each day. It's just a sad reality today, and it can be overwhelming at times. It can be frustrating. I have questions myself, so I took those to the leader, the director of the Colorado School Safety Resource Center, which looks into school shootings, school violence, and they put out reports on it regularly. In fact, they actually just held a symposium a few weeks ago on school threat assessments. Are high schools doing enough to recognize potentially dangerous students?
Our high schools are working every single day to recognize any chances of violence in the schools. And threat assessments are the best way to uncover who might be at risk of being violent. So some of our largest school districts can do anywhere between 600 and 800 threat assessments a year. Yes, and our schools often tell me that they're doing 2 to 3 times the number of suicide assessments as well.
Yeah, you heard the pause there. That was my shock at learning 800 assessments may be done in a district. Now, even with 800 assessments in a district like DPS with almost 90,000 students, that is less than 1% of kids who would be assessed for a risk or a threat to themselves or others. You know, resources are also an issue. In 2018, our state legislature set aside $30 million for school safety issues, but $60 million worth of items were requested by schools, so twice as much as what was allocated.
And even things as simple as having a push-button classroom lock on every classroom door is not something we have in every school in Colorado. And that can really get expensive. We have 1,900 school buildings in Colorado, so think about how many classrooms that would be.
A bulletproof film on glass is expensive. School resource officers, just bringing back some of those in DPS, 13 of them, that is an extra cost to school districts. We know, of course, that schools have spared no expense trying to make changes. Denver has put many safety measures in place in recent years, and Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins me now. We know that this, again, has been a topic long before this most recent incident, Veronica.
It has, and you've made it really clear, right? Safety and security, they are top of mind for so many parents out there. And a lot of schools, a lot of districts, they have made some pretty big changes in order to make sure that students are safe and secure when they're at school. So we wanted to check in with what some of those have been across different districts right here, not only in Denver, but across the state as well. We know that at DPS, they added new door locks so teachers could lock doors quickly from the inside of their classrooms. They also added outdoor announcements so that people could hear any kind of emergency announcement when they were outside of the actual classrooms. Sensors were added to doors to know when an exterior door is held open or propped open as well.
We had over 5,000 doors that we had to install this technology on, and that took some time. So right now the cones are yellow. When a door is unsecured, they will turn to red and they will flash, and there will also be an audible alarm coming from this screen to the staff in the office.
And of course, there were some changes at other districts across the state. At Boulder Valley Schools, students need an ID to actually gain access into buildings. We know Jeffco actually used money from a 2018 bond to make some security changes. We know some schools got new door locks, others got security cameras, and then some more got secure doors or completely remodeled their entrances to just make everything so much safer for students and staff. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
You know, and Veronica, you illustrated so well what is being done in our schools. I want to let you know about an effort that just launched last Thursday. It's called the Colorado School Safety Initiative. It is bringing together groups of parents, students, school leaders, teachers, mental health professionals, law enforcement, everyone coming together to look at any possible way we can make schools safer. But again, as Veronica listed off so many changes already, the question really becomes, what else can we do? The question becomes, what else can schools do?
And Nicole, I think part of the issue is I don't think our parents know everything that our schools are doing when it comes to safety. And not that schools have to open up their safety plans to parents. I'm not suggesting that. But I think our schools are just not good sometimes at reminding folks how hard they are working to keep students safe, because our schools are thinking about this every single day.
Yeah. And they are thinking about educating our students as well. You know, I talked with the leader of the Principals Union for DPS, the Denver School Leaders Association. She said and wanted to remind us that every day great things are happening in our schools. And there are a lot of people that care about our students. We know parents will be out here at East at 7:30 this morning showing their love and support to their kids, as we all do for our kids every day, and send them to school making sure they feel safe. Brian.
That's right. And parents seem to wear their emotions a little bit more than teenagers. Nicole, we have spoken to parents at East High School who are panicked about their child's safety at campus. In the aftermath of the shooting 2 weeks ago, we were there as we saw some huddled together, waiting to reunite with their students, lashing out at Denver's Police Chief Ron Thomas. We saw one mom hug an officer, both clearly feeling the weight of the moment, but many are scared, and that's expected. So I spoke to a psychiatrist, Dr. Patricia Westmoreland with Health One, about how parents might want to approach today as their kids go back to class.
Do you think it's okay for them to voice their own fears and concerns with their child and kind of have that back and forth dialogue?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I ran into a physician colleague at Starbucks this morning whose daughter is at East, and we had that very discussion about how upsetting it is for us as parents. I think it's certainly good for our children to know we are upset and we are concerned and we are worried, and to dialogue with them about that.
But she also says that parents should stop short of making it about them and give their teenager time to explain how they're feeling as well. Also, maybe check in with them again after the day back at home. Thousands of students across the metro are planning to walk out of class today. This is part of a nationwide movement. They're once again calling for gun reform after the latest school shooting in Nashville. We expect that walkout to start at noon our time. You can follow our coverage on air and online at denver7.com.